Welcome to the RS2G podcast, where I motivate, inspire listeners by discussing failures, success, and the journey of a rebirth. If you are someone who wants to hear the honest truth from a host that puts his right hand to God, as I interview people who have built empires and sometimes watched them crumble as their lives have taken an unexpected twists and turns, this podcast is for you. Life is not always easy. And as a combat military veteran, active military for 14 years, I know about sacrifice and facing fears and true loyalty. I can't wait to take you on this rebirth journey with myself and my guests as we discuss life and living with your right hand to God. Boom.
It's a capsule.
Welcome to the RS2G podcast, where we inspire and motivate. And it looks like we're in a new atmosphere today and a new situation. And I think I like it because we moving up, and we got an awesome guest today. We got an awesome guest named Brittany. Can you tell us, or the community, or the followers, who you are?
I'm Brittany.
Yeah.
I'm a nurse. I'm a mom. Most importantly, I'm a woman of God.
Definitely.
Just striving to do better each and every day.
I like that. So where you from?
Clearwater, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, there's not many of us around.
Right. So when I ask people like where they from in Florida, a lot of people always say different things. You never get homegrown people, but you're homegrown.
Yeah.
What high school you went to?
Dunedin.
Okay.
Dunedin High.
I heard y'all was good in football back in the day.
Well, I didn't play football,
I
but
mean,
yeah.
but you know
Actually,
that-
I did. I played flag football.
You did?
Yeah.
Pretty
We were
good?
beasts. Yeah.
What position you play?
Don't worry about it. No, I was running back.
Oh, wow. Okay. Look at you.
Yeah.
You look like you fast.
Yeah.
You okay? That's good. Was you a
I was fast.
You were okay? Was
Yeah.
you a tomboy growing up?
No.
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 You just played football.
Yeah.
That's
I did hang with the boys, but I was like a princess tomboy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You was like powder puff stuff. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
I laugh because I feel like a lot of people don't even know who they are anymore.
No, they don't. A lot of people don't. When you ask somebody, they always go back to who they were back in the day. Who are you? And you hit on that. Who are you right now? What are you doing right now?
What am I doing right now?
Yeah.
Right now, I am trying to figure out my next steps. You know, I reached that point where I accomplished all my 5-year goals,
Okay.
and I'm just trying to figure out what's next.
Okay.
You know,
And what was the 5-year goals?
buying a house. I'm a homeowner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would give you a high five, but, I'll wait till later. Yeah, that's dope, though. So homeowner to homeowner, that's good. God is good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just recently purchased?
Last year.
Last year.
Crazy time.
Wow.
Crazy time to buy
The
it.
interest
But
rate was...
I went for it.
That's good. You got
Yeah.
to. You got to sometimes bet on yourself. You got to believe and understand. And a lot of people, they do a lot of talking, but they don't do a lot of producing.
Yeah.
And that's where I find it hard for me to, even communicate with people. I was telling you today, I'm an introvert. And when people see me, they don't believe it until you really know who I am, because I have a hard time believing people say they doing what they say they do, because they don't. It's a lot of deceivers out there, especially on social media. People paint a picture that everything is all good, it's all perfect, and it's not. A lot of us hit bumpy roads.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go back to, you right now, who you are. Can you tell us how you discovered that you wanted to be a nurse? Because that's selfless service.
Yeah.
Was you doing that during COVID?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I was.
How was that?
Man, it was wild. It was crazy. It was sad. It was exhausting. But I think after a while, we just got to the point, not that we were desensitized
Right.
to what was going on, but we just knew that this is what it was, you know?
Okay.
So how I even got into nursing, when I was younger, I used to want to be a pediatrician.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But then my dad got sick,
Okay.
and it was just me and him. My sister already moved out. My brother, he was locked up at that point. So like I said, it was just him and I. I found myself really taking care of him.
Okay.
Getting phone calls from the neighbors while I'm at school. Or sometimes my grandmother would pick me up, and, we're rushing to the hospital because he's in a coma.
Right.
And I just really loved what I saw at the hospital. It was a moment of sadness, but I knew that I wanted to take that and do something with it, you know? So I started, as soon as I hit 18, I became a CNA.
Okay.
Then I worked my way up to a PCT, which
Okay.
is a patient care technician.
Okay.
Became a nurse, got my bachelor's, and now I'm just like I said, trying to figure out what's next.
Look at
you
you
know?
go. You're that's inspiring too, because a lot of young people don't understand what they want, and I think that our society forces our young to choose early. You don't have to. I'm 43, and I just starting to figure out what I want and how I want it and when I want it. Right.
Yeah.
When you're in the younger ages, you got so much pressure because everybody want you to do something, and I'm glad you chose to do that because it seems like it fits you. You're motherly. You seem like you like to selfless serve. You like to care. You have
Nurture.
a warm spirit and a good energy. When I met you at church, crossover church, shout out to Pastor Tommy, because I saw you before, but I don't. I won't talk to people if I don't have to.
Yeah, you're
Because
the introvert.
yes, but I wanted to, bring you on the podcast because I wanted the world to see your energy and who you are and all that stuff like that. So,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for having me.
yeah, thank you, yeah,
Yeah. When I was
yeah,
hearing your story at crossover,
yeah,
I was saying like he just has such a positive aura to him, you know?
right,
So for you to tell me that you're an introvert, after
right.
you explained why, then I was like, all right, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, a lot of people don't understand that that introvert situation that I built that around me when my mother died.
Yeah.
My mother passed away when I was smaller. And when she passed away, I went kind of mute on everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk to nobody because I didn't think nobody understood me and understood who I was and what did my mother have to pass.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So
I can relate, yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
my dad, he passed away.
Wow.
And my dad raised me. My mom didn't raise me, so it was hard.
Right.
And even though I knew he was sick, I was expecting it,
Right.
but you can never be prepared for a loss.
Right.
You know?
You can never be prepared for a loss, and especially at a young age.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like when my mother passed away, no one really checked on the kids. So I was the youngest. I was the baby, and I was confused, and then my hurt turned into violence,
Yeah.
and I wanted to fight, and I was fighting every day. I fought every day in elementary school, middle school, and I wanted to get out that hurt. So
Yeah.
I would choose violence, and I started to gang bang when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade. So I started to follow trends that I saw in situations like that. So
You didn't know
but
how
I
to
would,
channel it.
I didn't know how to get that out of here. How did you get that out?
Oh man, like you said, I was fighting. I mean, I
Yeah.
wasn't,
Yeah,
to that extent,
yeah,
but I was fighting. I was just getting in trouble. I had a lot of freedom, so just doing the wrong things, drugs, dealing with the wrong boys. And when I say drugs, I mean like, smoking
Okay.
and drinking at a very young age,
right,
just clubbing, partying,
Right.
hanging out with people that I had no business hanging out with.
wow. These were
Yeah.
friends that you knew
Friends, yeah.
from high school and college and stuff.
Friends.
Yeah, definitely. No, so
You know?
good. Yeah, we all got our set of friends and stuff like that. Do you still communicate with these set of friends since you found?
Those people, no. But I do have a few best friends from middle school that I still keep in contact with.
That's awesome.
We're solid.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was talking to I have a chat room. In this chat room, I have about 20 something gentlemen, and they're from all different walks of life. But the very first walk of life, these are friends from since I was in elementary school. So 35 years of friendship.
Yeah.
The rest of them
That's
is
solid.
military friendship. About 20, 25 years of all that stuff. So you have to understand that, So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it goes through that dynamic of, people that you meet along the way and how you want to, put that into who you are, And I carry these men with me, and we say prayers every morning. We send different positive memes, and,
Oh, I
and we
love
talk
that.
to each other and affirmations about how we can be better as a community and as Black men.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's crucial,
Yeah.
especially for Black men to
Yeah.
have that community.
Definitely. And then, it's I say that all the time because, a lot of us, I don't know if you heard me speak on the stage the other day when I was talking about the traumas we have. And it's hard for men, period, to even address that because we
Yeah.
always, I think we're judged harder. You know, you fall down, get up. Don't cry. You could almost break your leg when you was a little boy. Yeah, you good. You good. You got a son. How's that happen? Like, do you do that with your son? You make him tough, or do you like it's gonna be okay?
No, I nurture him.
You nurture him.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because I don't want him to, end up like that. I don't want him to bottle in his emotions.
Right.
I want him to learn how to cope and to deal with those emotions.
Right.
So we're going to handle it then and there. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not, there's some points where I'm like, all right, like, man up.
Yeah.
like,
But do a push up or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's 9. He just turned 9. April
Wow.
16th.
How does it feel to be a single mother raising your son in this society?
How does it feel?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that.
It's tough, At first, in the beginning, and I say in the beginning, maybe like the first 4 or 5 years, I was like, I feel bad for him, of course. His father's not in the picture. That's his choice, not mine. And I felt bad for my son, but I was like, I'm good. Like, I got this.
Right.
And then the older he got, I was like, man, this is rough. This is hard,
Right.
He's not like a little princess. It's just me. So I can't teach him how to be a man. I can only rely on the people around me, but a lot of the people around me, they're incarcerated. So it's definitely been challenging.
Definitely. And how are you using your resources to help you instill that you raise him in the right situation?
Well, I know, we have a community at church.
Okay.
And it also shows up. It shows up in the way he's at school and, the way I see him with people around us.
Right.
I mean, I get positive feedback. And, when I see other kids who maybe they're not as structured, then I see them like, okay, I guess I'm doing a good job. But again, it's just some things that I just can't teach him.
Yeah.
And I just pray that he continues to turn to God. He's such a child of God. Like, he loves God so much.
That's dope.
Like, that kid, he knows the Bible. He will tell you Bible stories. So
yeah,
it is rewarding.
That's good. You're doing a great job. Yeah.
Doing something right.
Yeah, no, definitely. You're a great mom, and, keep on the right path, because little boys need that situation that they can see that a good example of mom. You know what I'm saying? I love my mom to death, and I always think about my mother, but she didn't give us the right example. So that trauma translated when I got older to I didn't trust women at all. And as I got older and started to have my kids, and I saw little traits of what my mom would do in them, I didn't trust them either. They had 1-2 chances, and that was it. I'm done.
Yeah.
And and that's what brings me to who I am right now, because I don't trust people. Period. I got to get to know you for face value, and psychological profiling. But as energy wise, like I can't trust you to even conversate with you. Why should I even trust you to do anything physical for me?
Yeah.
And that's how I'm feeling. But sometimes it sucks because it's like a superpower that you never wanted. Right.
But even going back to when you were saying how, you feel like black men, they're held to like a high standard and, they have to be strong. But it's the same for black women too. We have to be independent, strong.
Yeah.
We can't break, but sometimes we want to break.
Yeah, definitely.
Know?
Yeah. And it's okay to break. It's
Yeah.
okay. And that's what a lot of my messages are on Instagram, when I tell people that it's okay.
It is.
It's okay. But long as you do something after that.
Yeah.
And figure out what you want to do. Like, I remember, I don't know if you remember cartoon. I might be telling my age, but we used to watch cartoons when we were little. The guys used to get hurt, and they run to the top of the mountain and scream. And then
Let
come
it
back
out.
down. And so that's
keep
how I
going,
feel.
yeah.
Yeah, they was telling us already that it was go, cry, and then come back, you'll be okay. So I find myself, when I went through my hard times doing entrepreneurship in my company I had, getting in touch with who I am and shedding tears and being okay with that. Because, coming from that, before that I was dealing with PTSD and mental health in the military, and it was survivor's guilt, and it was, being injured out there and doing things and seeing things, and, and that was trickling all over to what I was trying to do as a young adult and more after the military,
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tell my son and people in general that you're allowed to we're designed, we have all these emotions, you know, whether you're sad, happy, angry, but it's what you do with those emotions,
Right.
you know? So if you're dealing with something, don't just hold it in. Like, let it out, do what you got to do, but then let's move on.
Right.
What do we need to do next?
Definitely.
You know?
What's your plan of action?
Yeah.
And what is your plan of action for, doing what you do now? Like, why did you take the mantle so strong and be like, you know what, I'm going to raise my son. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to get more deep into church and understand who I am. Why did you do that?
Probably because I wasn't raised with a mother. So I wanted to be that for my son.
Okay.
You know, my dad raised me. And he was such an affectionate father too. So he did a really good job.
That's dope.
Yeah, he did. But he also had his issues and his health problems, and really his health problems it stemmed from his decisions.
Right.
You know, because he was in New York running wild,
Right.
running the streets, and got sick from that. So
Is that where he from?
yeah, yeah, that's where he's from, not me.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
Queens.
Yeah.
Yep. So I remember I had this one friend. I was really close with her. Her stepfather was a pastor at a church in Clearwater. Man, they just took me in under their wing. They just took me in. So at that point, like I said, my dad was sick, and I would just start going to church. And you know how it is. Like, you feel like the pastor just
Talking to you.
Man, I'm in church crying every Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm going to their house. I'm crying. I'm asking questions. I'm curious because I grew up in the church, but it was one of those things like, we're drawing in church. I wasn't really paying attention. I knew that there was God. I believed in God, but I didn't know what God could do for me.
Right.
As far as like just changing my life around.
Right.
So he spoke to me, changed my life. But that was like way back then. And then of course I fell into so much sin afterwards. I kind of strayed away. And then something clicked when I got older, which I think that happens to like a lot of people when they get older.
Maturity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did you
then-
recently just get baptized?
No, I got baptized. So that's funny that you say that because I was thinking about getting baptized again. So I got baptized at that church in Clearwater.
Okay.
I think I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
And it was huge for me. It was a big moment.
Okay.
But then I was like, I'm like reborn again, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like I'm on fire for Jesus. So
I love it.
I was like, maybe I'll get baptized again, especially, with my involvement
Yeah.
at Crossover Church. It's just, it's home.
Right. I see you involved in a lot of stuff at Crossover. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
I love it
I
there.
think I saw you because I only been a member there about 2 years. About 2 years I've been a member there. I got baptized last year. But I was baptized. My dad a bishop.
Oh, yeah,
I've
that's right.
Yeah. But going through what I went through, and then I had to establish myself again. I got rebaptized again, and and gave it all back to God. Like, hey, God, like use me. Even though I knew exactly what I was supposed to be doing, I was just rebuking it. I didn't want to go get on stage and talk because I thought my dad's shoes were too big. Him and my grandfather, they both bishops, and I was like, I don't want to do that. But all along in the military and giving classes and graduate with my master's, I'm on to my doctorate. That was leading me on all the way back up to that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're anointed. You're called for the job.
Yeah, definitely. So I just take it, and I saw you at you was at the Shake the
saw
Room
me at?
the Shake the Room conference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
that was dope.
How did you like that? Can you tell us your experience?
Oh, man, that was dope. So first off, I'm really upset with myself. Oh, well, not so much because, I came mad late, but due to my son, he had hockey.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I missed so much. I missed so
We're
much.
gonna do it again August 24th.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be there.
Is it something that you would come back to and tell somebody about?
Oh, yeah. I already did.
Oh, you did? Wow.
Yeah.
What you came after lunch?
During lunch.
During lunch. So you saw Matt, you saw what else? Another speaker, and then you saw me.
Yeah.
You saw Zanetta. How did you think I did?
You did amazing.
I did.
You did amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes a lot to really go on a stage. I mean, I know this is what you do, but
Yeah.
still, just to share your story,
Right.
and bring up over and over again that trauma.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're healed from it, you're still bringing up old hurt that,
Right.
most people, they try to tuck it away, like they
Right.
deal with it, like we were saying, but then they tuck it away and they never deal with it again. And I think that's something that I've been doing. And then recently God has just been speaking to me like, no,
Do it.
you need to share that.
Yeah.
You need to share all that.
I tend to walk around with a mirror in my pocket to show people mirror reflections of who they are, because sometimes people don't like to look at who they really are. So that's what, when I get on that stage and I take presence, I give a show, but also I give the 3 elements of what I provide, because I'm a life coach, I'm a motivational speaker, I'm a business consultant too. So I try to display all that in one and let them know it doesn't have to look a certain way. It could look like this too. You know?
Yeah.
If I
Yeah, I
never
love the
open my
name,
mouth,
too.
right?
The Hood Motivator.
Right? A lot of people would never know that, that's what I do if I never open my mouth. But when God told me, do this,
Yeah.
and then it became more easier because it was my gift. It's my gift. It's like God gave this to me. Why would I be hiding it, right?
Yeah.
So, can you tell us what your gift is?
What my gift is? Sorry. I think I'm still discovering that. Obviously, my gifts they're deep, and they're personal. Like recently I found pastoral, prophecy, and teaching and leadership.
That's dope.
So leadership is the main one that I'm focusing on right now, because I'm like, okay, God, like what's next? I'm constantly hearing like you have leadership traits. But I'm like, well, what do you want me to do?
Right.
So I just been praying on those next steps. Like Pastor Tommy has a book, I don't know if you read it, but it's called Next Steps.
Yeah.
And that's just what I'm working on now, like what does that look like for me
Right.
with leadership?
And how are you going to develop that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hello, my name is Dr. J.R. McIntyre. I'm a certified motivational speaker and a social media influencer, and I can't wait to teach you how to excel your real estate business on the LinkedIn platform. LinkedIn is actually the most underrated social media platform. In my class, Elevate Your Real Estate Success or LinkedIn Mastery, you will learn 3 key principles. Number 1, how to generate your high quality leads. Number 2, get personal branding and excellence. Number 3, strategic networking strategies. If you want to be a disruptor in the real estate industry, this class is definitely for you. I see you online and I can't wait to take your LinkedIn profile to the next level. JR out. Boom. Yeah. So leadership, I tell people all the time, you can't go to Walmart and buy leadership or ambition. Like it comes in you.
Yeah.
You don't just, I'm going to go learn how to be a leader. That's why when you're in the military, certain people make ranks, but you're not a leader because you don't lead by example. That's what leadership is. You lead by example.
Right.
You don't, like, when nobody's watching you, you still lead.
Exactly.
So, and that's what I feel too from you when I met you and how I see you. And I'm like, yeah, you're your own element. You demand a presence.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
So, and that's good because you're very unique and stay that way. Don't let nobody change you.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody influence you to do anything that God don't want you to do, and that's my message to you.
Thank
you. We doing this podcast because I want the women and people that of your age to see that, what God has done for you, but not only that, but to understand how hard it is to be a single mom, but to transition that into what you're doing right now from church and incorporating it. And little man, he knows the Bible, so that's good,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's important for more women to see other women be vulnerable because some of us women, we have such a past, and it's, it can be like shameful because you hear the men, especially like at Crossover, we hear the men, the typical story, like, prison or yours was deep, the gangbang and everything. But what about women? And then there's so many women that they don't want to necessarily share. And so I think it's just important just to be authentic and open.
Definitely.
And that's what I'm working on.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
You share your story, and only you know your story, and everybody has it, right? And everybody, and you have to tell that, and you have to do it at your own time. It doesn't just come out just like that. So when you're ready, we can come back on here and we can tell it. But until then, keep doing you and being a new version of who you are, because there's someone out there, that little girl that's watching and be like, I want to be like her. So remember that. A lot of people watch.
They do.
You never know who you watch until you make a mistake. Right?
This is true. Holding me accountable.
You got to, because
But I think we need that. We need accountability.
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to be accountable. If take charge of who we are and how we doing that. You know, that's why when I speak, I let people know, I'm taking responsibility of who I am. This is me. You know,
You're walking in obedience.
that's it. You got to be. You got to listen. You got to open your ears and listen to God. And I said that on stage Saturday. Like, you got to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna go down the wrong path. You're gonna go really far.
Yeah.
But God gonna be like, you know what? You're supposed to go that way. I told you to listen. So break all that down and come back this way.
Exactly.
You did all that for nothing.
Exactly.
You know? So tell us what you got coming up in the future.
Oh man. So
What's your next 5-year plans?
my next 5 year, that's the part I'm trying to figure out. I know I want it to do with leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of thinking about becoming a nurse practitioner, maybe opening up my own practice. I was just telling X that comes with a lot of liability though. But, you know, if that's what God is calling me to do, you know, I just know that God has been moving. I just been praying, like, you know, use me as a vessel. Different opportunities have been coming up, such as this one.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You
I
work in the
appreciate
morning,
you.
right?
I do.
Look at you. See, people. If you guys do not know, I film at nighttime, and I think that's
Late
where
night.
late night, and that's where all the entrepreneurship come out of play, because during the day we got a lot going on. We work, we take care of our families, but this is the part about entrepreneurship people don't see.
Yeah.
Like, I got off at 5, went to go get my hair cut, drove an hour and a half back, threw on some clothes, fed my dogs, and then came here. But that right there, what you do in the dark, when it's time for people to see, it's going to be shown.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't see that. They just see, you know, the glitz and the glamour. They don't see all the hard work you put in there. You got to wake up at 6 in the morning.
5:30.
Look at that. PT hours. You know what I'm saying? You got to work up at 5:30 to work, what, 12-hour shift?
No, so I actually switched my schedule. So thankfully, I just needed to be more present for my son. So now I'm just working 10.
That's good. So 10 hours. That's good. So 5 to 3?
No. I'm waking up at 5:30.
Okay.
But I don't have to be at work until 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do a little workout in the morning?
I'm working on that.
What are you doing up?
Well, because I live so far. Anywhere I drive, it's like an hour away.
Where you at?
In Pasco.
Okay.
Richie.
Yeah, that is far. Yeah, because I live in Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a hike. But I like that because nobody could come to me without me knowing that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What you doing out here?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody, you don't know nobody out here. Yeah. So
And I remember, like, this almost didn't happen for me, but God made it happen.
look at that.
You know, as a single mom, I was like, man, this is school night.
Yeah.
It's late. But God showed up.
I apologize.
Don't apologize.
Yes.
No, because I prayed for opportunities,
Right.
you know, to be a vessel just to do his work.
Right. And here you go doing this work. And,
Yeah.
somebody's going to see this and understand what you're doing, and you're going to see this in the next year. You'll be like, I remember that. That was my first podcast, and now you done like 10, 20.
Yeah.
You know, so
Might even open up my own podcast.
there you go.
Stay
You
tuned.
Yeah, and you can talk to all the women and single moms out there and empower them. And that's all I try to do is empower everybody around me and understand that, we all fall short, but inspire, tell your story, do what you got to do. You know, I remember I came to, a conclusion where I was like, this is enough. Like, I gotta stop the bleeding and I gotta do something.
Yeah.
And when you start to level up, people say, when I started to tell my story, that's where all the haters start to come back up and like, you know what, you using that as a crutch. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm telling my story.
Yeah.
Maybe you should tell your story.
Yeah.
Maybe you should listen to what God has for you and let people know that, hey, it don't look like that. It looks like this.
And that's what it is. They're not fulfilled, you know? They're not happy with themselves. And instead of doing what you did and sharing that hurt with everyone, they're just bottling it inside and looking at you, they hate you.
Yeah, definitely. And if you don't have haters, then you're not doing something right. And that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
Once you start to elevate, and I think I was telling my father that I said, when you start to elevate and move in God's purpose, even your friends turn to haters.
Yeah.
Because you passed them up. Because it's comfortable being in that same group and everybody knows you at who you are. But when people saw me on No Jumper and I came back, it was I lost a lot of good friends because they couldn't fathom.
They lost you.
Yes. And I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
Because I asked God, to reveal the people that's supposed to be in my life,
I think it's more so just him being the gardener of our lives, you know, just pruning.
Right.
A whole lot of pruning.
Yes, definitely.
Man, he's been doing a whole lot of pruning.
Oh, look at you was reflecting. I saw you.
Yeah, I was. And I was like, man, like that too?
Yeah. Can you tell us about the reflection that you be going through, your pruning?
So since I've really been taking my walk seriously, you know, not just lukewarm, my walk with Christ, that is, you know, of course we ask God, we say all these things, all these churchy things like, yeah, remove all these distractions, anything that's keeping me from you, God. But then you don't even realize sometimes those could be the closest people in your lives, your biggest support.
Yeah, your closest friends, your closest people.
Yeah. Or, you know, just even situations, just when you really felt like that person was there for you, God's going to show you. He really will.
And he show you quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't get too attached.
Yeah.
Like, no, that ain't for you.
Yeah. And I feel like God, he designs his, I mean, obviously his will, but the way he gets to people in his own unique way, you know, depending on the person. And for me, like, he knows I'm hard-headed.
Right.
You gotta really show me some signs, you know?
What's your sign?
Like my Scorpio sign? Or Scorpio?
You're a Scorpio.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I'm a Christian. I don't even do that whole sign thing, but I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, okay, cool, yeah. No, I don't do it either, astrology, but I do like the temperature check of, like, you know, what month you were born and how, you know, I'm a Cancer, so I have a big heart. Okay. I'm very passionate. I'm very sensitive.
I know. I know about the Cancer.
Yeah, very sensitive, but I'm passionate and I care a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that my big heart is a gift and a curse. Because I love someone and I love you to death, and I continue to give you chances. And then when I'm mad, then I'm mad.
Oh, see me, yeah. Maybe that's a Sagittarius, because I don't really, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, but I don't really do the whole second chance thing. Right. I guess that's bad.
Right.
Coming out, it sounds bad, but.
Maybe you need to do the little second chances.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just, my heart won't allow me to.
Right.
I have gotten, you know, more soft over time, but I'm working on it. Right. It's something that I'm working on.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? We all can work on that and understand that, you know, that's just the pace, you know, and everybody has their own pace. Yeah. And you have to work on that yourself, no one else.
For sure.
And you can't give anybody else advice or situations. I tell people all the time, you can't tell nobody how to drive or own a Mercedes if you never own one. Yeah. So why are you giving me advice about this car and you never even test drove it? You never owned it. You don't know. You just hear about it. Yeah. So, and that's what I'm cautious on, giving people reflections of who I am. And when they ask me for advice as a consultant or a life coach, is that if I never done that situation, let me go ask someone else about to help you, because I'm not going to sit here and make it look good when I never did that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's authenticity.
And that's how I want to be, you know, and that's where, even in my conversations and my daily walks with my friends and stuff like that, it's like, if it's a subject that comes up and I don't know, I'm not gossiping about it. I don't know. I'm not going to even sit here and talk about it because I really don't know. And sometimes I really don't care. Yeah,
a lot of times I don't care. Yeah.
I
really don't like gossip.
Yeah, I don't. I love to be to myself. I'm my own person, you know. I'm very easy, you know. I put on the alter ego to go do certain things. That's a hood motivator. But when I go home, I'm just, leave me alone. Yeah, I don't want to.
I feel like you're an ambivert, like me.
What's that?
Like you're an introvert when you're alone by yourself, but then you put on when you're supposed to.
Yes,
you know?
when you called on.
Yeah, yeah. Because like in the church setting, you know, those are my people. So I'm really friendly, really outgoing. But most of the time, I just like being by myself.
You chill.
Yeah.
That's me. I like to go in.
I just like being dolo.
Yeah. I go in. I don't even want to be noticed sometimes, but I say what's up and then I'm out. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never like a quick thing at crossover. But that's how it is. It's just one big family.
Yeah. But crossover's dope, though. I love, shout out to Pastor Tommy.
Definitely.
He has helped me along my journey and heal and have open arms to whatever I have to talk about. Mentors me, so I appreciate him a lot. You know, he has done a lot. So, how did you meet Pastor Tommy?
Just by going to church.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Went on Google.
Yeah.
Because I knew I needed another church. I wanted another church. I wanted community. I wanted to serve, and I needed some flavor, some spice.
Yeah.
And I needed to feel not judged. So then when I went to crossover, I was like, man, this church is huge. I don't think, I can really like serve. I think it's just maybe it'll be one of those churches. But no, I was so wrong.
Right.
I was so wrong. From the moment I went in, Pastor Tommy, Pastor Christopher, everyone, they just make you feel so welcome. And then I've just been going ever since.
Pastor Lucy too. Yeah, she's dope too.
Yeah.
So I think that they have a great dynamic, and that's good. How long you been there?
I would say about 2.5, 3 years.
Okay, that's
yeah,
cool.
not that long.
After
about the
COVID.
Same. Yeah,
Okay,
after COVID.
That's good. Yeah, I got there about, what is this, 2024? The end of 22? Yeah.
End of 22, yeah.
Yeah, X bought me there, for an entrepreneur event, and I came, and I never left after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunities for growth there.
Definitely, and a lot of good people there, too.
I mean, that's how I bought my house, because they had one of the home buyer classes. And shortly after, I only went there just to get like information.
Right.
In my mind, it's not that I wasn't like ready, but I was like I'm not about to buy a house.
Right.
And then next thing you know, I'm looking at houses. I got addicted to it. I was like, oh, look at this, look at that.
Yeah.
Saw what I qualified for, and my credit was good. I saved enough money over the years.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I'm gonna buy me a house.
Do it. Yeah.
So
and I love it.
So it's just you and your son? Mm-hmm. That's
and
dope.
my dog,
and
our fishies.
Oh, what kind of dog you got?
An Aussie Doodle.
What is it littler than this dog right here?
No,
Mega?
no.
He's bigger?
It's a medium-sized dog.
Okay. I got 4 dogs, but this is Mega right here, So.
Oh, you have 4 dogs?
Yeah, I have 2 bullies, and then my sister have a Frenchie.
Okay, so is this one your favorite? This one goes with
Well,
you
no,
everywhere?
he's my therapy dog.
Oh, you were serious when you said that?
Yeah, I was serious.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. He rides with me to the gym everywhere. Like
Really?
He calms me down. Well, all of them do the same thing, but he's been with me the longest after I got out the hospital. He's a service dog.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Mega. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I call him Mega, because he had a huge energy, huge aura, And he's actually a really good dog. People that know him know like he's smart. He understands. He's very low key. He'll chill. He'll play with you. But when it's time for him to do his job, he do his job.
Okay.
Yeah, when I need him, he's there.
But you already have like your own security too, so you don't even have to worry about.
Which one is that?
The security.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
you
do,
got
but
security, your service dog, or emotional support
and
dog.
Me.
Yeah,
and
you.
Me. I'm my own security. But
That's in my next 5 years, just to walk around with security.
Well, definitely. I do that because it's caution for me when I do enter into public, not to be reactive, because I will, disengage a lot of situations where it might be toxic or negative, and some people don't think it is, but I feel where you're going. Yeah. So in order for me to stop that other side of me, I have security with me to be like, nah, let's go. We're going this way. We good.
That's good.
Because it keeps me safe. Yeah, or keep them safe.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta fix that.
Yeah, because I'm safe already, but I really I do martial arts.
Okay.
And I do a lot of shooting. I train, not just shoot at paper targets, scenario based. I did it in the military. I trained. I was the owner of a top security company, but not just security at Walmart. I'm talking bodyguard stuff, but it's executive protection, and I love it, and I still do it. But even security needs security.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So that's why I do it.
Yeah, so I feel like I can personally take care of myself.
Definitely,
That's that short
you like
people
a fighter.
syndrome.
Yeah, you look like you nothing to play with. Yeah, definitely.
But I feel like it would look nice walking around with security.
Right, I don't think it looks bad. Yeah, definitely. So when I do go out in public, if you do see me in public, or if you out, and I very rarely go out, but if I go out, I will have that. So don't get alarmed.
Oh.
You know him already. You saw him.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah.
So, my security, I train with him in, hand-to-hand combat, and he's really good. And I was like, who better to protect me than someone that be roughing me up?
Oh, definitely.
Right? I rough everybody. He rough me up.
Yeah, I got to see your dad, too.
You saw my dad?
Yeah, your dad
cool.
looks,
Yeah, he's cool.
Real smooth.
Yeah, he's really smooth. I love him to death. He still coaches me. He got, instead of getting me a backpack when I was little, he got me a briefcase.
Oh.
With a Ninja Turtle on it.
Okay.
So he was already grooming me to be a businessman.
He giving me ideas.
Right. So and I didn't know that until I saw a picture like a couple of years ago, and I was like, "What is that?" That's a briefcase. I was excited because it had Ninja Turtles on it. It was a briefcase.
I wasn't even paying attention
in
to
middle
the fact
school.
that it was
I'm carrying
briefcase.
Why are you carrying a briefcase? So shout out to my dad. I love him to death. He is the reason why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And your son would say the same thing.
Thank
you know,
you.
because you're still with him. You pray with him. You
do.
talk to him. You love on him. You let him know. You reassure him that it's okay. And I can't wait to meet him one day.
Yeah, I was
yeah.
hoping for last Sunday, but I mean, you know how that is.
He was in kids church, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you guys were doing all your thing, and then y'all don't leave till late.
Yeah.
So I gotta go. I'm out of here. I go back home.
Yeah.
But I will take it. I think this Sunday I'll be there. I will see him if y'all there.
Okay.
I will make it my business to come and say, where is he? So I can shake his hand and tell him how awesome I heard about him and how his mama is.
I'm going to introduce you as my new bodyguard.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Tell him, it's like, this is mom's bodyguard. Right? He going to be like, I'm the bodyguard. You know?
He just might.
Yeah.
He just might.
He look like
does
he
not
got that
play
little
about
energy.
me.
Yeah, he don't play. Huh?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want your sons. My cousin has 3 boys, and her boys are her protectors. Mm-hmm. And I love to see that. I love to see moms with their boys and protect their moms once they start getting of age. Mm-hmm. One is 16, one is 13, and the other one is 7 or 8. The one you see me walk to the stage, that's her son. And my cousin is my manager.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Both of your cousins, I think you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we do events, one is a director of events, but when I'm on the road, one is manager, one is assistant manager.
Okay.
They don't play about me. Yeah, they don't play about me. When we go, I very rarely have, because when we were little, they was doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They was,
I love that.
You know, I was one of the only boys, so they would protect me.
So that's how it is with my brothers. So my real brother, he's locked up. He got 21 years.
Okay.
I think he has maybe 4 years left.
Okay.
So he got locked up when I was younger.
Okay.
Yeah. So his best friends, those are my brothers.
I think I saw you post a picture about a friend like that.
Probably.
It was like,
probably one of my
I was like,
brothers.
okay, that's dope. Yeah.
So they look out for me, and they
Don't play.
really do not play about me.
Girl, yeah.
Like for real, for real.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not supposed to. Mm-hmm. Let them. You got to have a tribe around you.
Yeah, definitely.
So what do you got coming next after this? Like what's big on the agenda before the year is up? You got 6 months before the year is up. Tell us what you want to accomplish.
Hopefully just signing up for school.
Back to school.
Yeah.
I just got done with my master's. I'm so tired.
I know.
I'm so tired.
And I'm just like, do I want to go through that again? So I finished my bachelor in May of last year.
Okay.
And I'm just like, man, more schooling.
Who's that on the screen right there? Your sister?
That is my sister.
Okay.
My
She go to
twin. That's
church?
not really my twin, but everyone thinks that we're twins.
She go to the church.
She does.
Yeah. I think I saw her.
does.
Yeah.
And then my son, of
That's
course.
your son?
Saya.
Y'all all got the same smile.
Yeah.
And who's the lady?
That's my mother. That's my queen.
That's your mom.
Yeah.
Wow. You look like your mom.
Thank you.
And this is your team right here?
That was my team. That was my last day.
Oh, wow. So you transitioned from that hospital?
No, so I'm still at the same hospital. So I was working in the ER. So that's another thing. Just like as a single mom, you have to make sacrifices, you know. So I was working in the ER. I've been there for 7 years. Absolutely love the ER. I like trauma.
7 years. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Wow, I thought you was like 20-something. So
Thank you.
yeah, you look. Yeah, you do. Yeah,
I'll take that.
that's dope.
Yeah. So I just completely switched my position up.
There you
And that's
go.
my baby.
He looks just like you too. You're doing a great job.
you.
A great job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and don't ever think you're not. And you know, God has a plan for the situation that you're doing, and just keep. I would say, you know, as we follow Christ and we understand who we are, what I found myself doing was isolating, and that was, you know, that's not what God wants us to do. Even though it helps me, you have to go out and touch more people.
Yeah.
And this is probably what you're doing right here.
Yeah.
And this is how I touch. I do my podcast, I do my speaking, and then I go back home and hide.
Yeah, this is just the beginning for me. I definitely know that.
That's good.
Like I, briefly mentioned, I might even start my own podcast.
There you go.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
I don't know. I got to work on that. Maybe my soft girl era.
Soft
Yeah, I really don't know.
I hear a lot of people talk about the soft girl era and all that stuff. What is that?
It's when you no longer have to be have that masculine energy. You can be a woman, you know? And because like I shared before, we're supposed to be so strong and independent, and we don't always want to be like that. We just want to be, I can't open this jar. Come open it for me.
Come do it.
Even though we can, but like we want someone else to do it.
Right.
Versus back then, it's especially with me growing up around boys, like, my brothers and not my mother, it was, I don't need a man. And that's not the attitude to have, because that's not Bible either. So now it's like, no, I do need one, or, want.
Yeah.
But to make him feel needed.
Right,
Essentially,
definitely.
we really don't need one.
I mean, you don't need a lot of things, but you do need to make the opposite feel important.
Yeah.
And give them that room to grow. And I don't do relationship talks at all, but I will say that I think it's a mutual thing that, I know it's a teammate that I look for and a partner. I don't need you to come cook and clean and do all that stuff for me, because I do that myself.
Yeah.
My dad raised me by himself, so I know how to do all that. So I need a conversation. I might need a psychologist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I do, once I get to know people, I do, let them know. I talk to them in deep secrets about things that I have done. But
as long as you're not shifting all of that on them,
no, I don't want to.
Because that's not
bad.
even necessarily you, but I just know I've had that before in the past, where people will, like, I'm not your therapist. I'm here for you, and this isn't just relationships.
Right.
Well, not just, a partner. It's
Right.
all types of relationship. Like, I'm here for you. I'll be a listening ear, but at some point maybe you should get professional help.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
you're bringing this all on me.
Right.
And now I'm stressed out,
Right. And I told you, when I got finished speaking the other day, I went to sleep. Once I got home, and I woke up in the middle of the night throwing up everywhere, because
that was
all
crazy
that
when
energy.
I heard that.
Yeah, because I take it all in. I'm an empath. So, doing that, I have to be careful. And I told my team, I said, listen, once we start moving and getting more into situations, I might have to leave through the back door, because I do feel a lot of that. After I get out, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I give it up my all, but also
You do.
my last end, I do life coaching. And that was hard to see my homies. Like, we talk on a daily basis or once a week, but it was hard to see them open up in front of everybody.
It was deep.
It was deep, right?
It was deep. It was beautiful to see too, though.
Right.
But even you just leaving out the back door, I watched so many people come to you,
Right.
kind of sharing a little bit of their side and their story.
Right then and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like what you do, it opens up or allows other people to open up.
Right.
So many people, they hold so much inside.
They do.
And it's people like you, people like me sharing things that they feel safe.
Right.
Like, okay.
We create a safe space for them.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, thank you for coming on
Thank
the
you for having
podcast.
me.
And I hope that you come back again, and I hope that God continues to bless you. And as a strong Black single female that you're in this situation, just keep loving that boy. He's going to need you. And, you're going to make mistakes, and allow yourself to make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up about it.
Thank you.
Continue to live, and, at the end of the day, we will create a friendship like we already doing. It's
For
natural.
sure.
And I appreciate that you accept me for who I am.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Because, sometimes when you're out there, you get misguided or misleaded. And, when I feel energy from people, I step away. But you was positive, so I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Anything you want to tell the fans and your people or the community?
My fans.
Yeah. Look into the camera.
Just stay tuned for what's coming next for me.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to pour into other people like you poured into me. Keep your faith and just trust God, walk in obedience, and just pray. Ask God that his will is done at all times.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And let them know how to find you on your Instagram.
Oh, okay. So _. That's kind of funny. So _,
Yeah.
it's Brittany.
Yeah.
So ITSBRITTKNEE _.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So you guys have it. Also, too, I thought I saw you guys at a Christian hip hop party.
Yeah.
How was
so,
that? Tell us
okay.
about that before I end. Yeah.
Okay, so that is called The Function, where I'm super geeked about that project. So I'm a part of the team of amazing founders. It's just a small little group of us, and we came up with a Christian nightclub, Christian Praise Club. We had our first grand opening, and it was a sold-out event.
Yeah.
It was lit. We had
missed
praise
it.
and worship. You did. You did. But that's okay, though, because we have another one coming up.
When is this one?
We didn't release the date yet, but it's coming soon. Okay. We're actually going to have another meeting soon. But it's beautiful because, it keeps people out of secular places and, just to keep them from going back to places that, God's trying to remove them from.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I told I think it's Jay, Miranda, that
Yep,
I'll
that's
be
the
at the
founder.
next one. And he's an awesome dude, him and his wife and his son.
They're
I interviewed them
amazing.
too.
They are amazing.
So
Yeah.
I interviewed the whole family.
Yeah.
And they got their own little podcast.
They
too.
do. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
It's
not
called
little.
Stay.
No, just with the camera, no, not little. I love it, but I'm
Yeah.
saying they got their own little situation.
Yeah.
too, so.
They're amazing people. I'm
Yeah.
really, really fortunate to have them.
We around some great people, great entrepreneurs, great friends, and thank you, Crossover, for connecting me with all these people. So, and
yeah.
thank you for coming, Brittany, and
Yes.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna send you home so you get some sleep because I don't want your boss getting mad at me because you tired on the clock.
Yeah.
You know?
When you hop on my podcast, it's going to be first thing in the morning.
I can't do that.
Just so you
I'm
know.
just playing.
I did it for you.
Yeah, I'm up at 5:30 anyway. So
Okay, then let's
yeah,
do it then.
Let's do it. You got my word.
5:45.
Well, thank you guys. I'll see you guys later. RH2G. Boom.
So mad. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a capsule.
They're mad.